Hi, this is Iris Classon and welcome back. Today I'm going to show you something just as exciting as all the previous videos. I'm going to show you how to set up your environment to play around with Edge and of course Mono.net in Node on a Mac. Now I don't have a Mac, so instead I've created a virtual machine on my Windows computer just temporarily to record this video. The first thing that you need to do is go ahead and open up the terminal. Inside the terminal we're going to put in a command because we want to install something called Homebrewer. Homebrewer is just another package manager and God knows there are a lot of them, but this one is supposed to be a really good one and this is the one that Thomas recommends for edge.js. In case you wonder where you can find the URL I'm pasting in, if you go to brew.sh and you scroll all the way down, you're going to find the URL there and also more information if you want to read about Homebrew. And it sure makes me want to have some more coffee. It's actually 4:20 a.m. in the morning here. So I'm going to run that command and let it run. It's going to ask me for my password, which I hopefully can remember. I have a bad or good tendency to have unique passwords everywhere, and I get a little bit confused, and quite often I need to retrieve or create a new password, which I'm not quite sure how I would go about doing on a Mac. Anyway, second try here. There we go. It's installing fine. Now I don't have Xcode installed on this virtual machine, but it does want to have something that Xcode uses, some developer tools. So I'm going to let it go ahead and grab those for me before it continues with the installation of Homebrew. The reason we are installing Homebrew is because Thomas has made a script that we can use to pull down Mono and everything else that we need to be able to play with Edge. Afterwards, go ahead to Node and grab another download and install Node as you always would do. I know that you can do it using Brew, but for some reason it wouldn't install the Node package manager when I did that. So that's why I'm going and doing a manual download instead. You know, it doesn't take much longer anyway, and at least I know that I will get absolutely everything that I need. So another password. Let it install. So far we've installed Homebrewer and now we're installing Node. And this shouldn't take too long, even though I have a terribly slow virtual machine because I didn't give it enough kapow when I set it up. Awesome. Now that's done. So the next step would be to go back to the terminal window, just double check that we have Node installed. -v means that you're just grabbing the version number. And after we've done that, let's go back to the GitHub page, which actually explains all the different steps. So the first thing that we need to do is go ahead and actually build Mono. And that's why we installed Homebrewer, so we can go ahead and run this script over here that Thomas created for us. Now, he writes there that it takes 15 minutes. It actually took for me 3 hours, and I was staring at the screen the whole time, utterly convinced that it would go faster if I did so. It didn't. So if it's a slow machine, it's going to take longer. If you add -v at the end of the command, you will get a verbose output, which you're looking at now. I didn't do it the first time around, and I was actually really confused whether or not it was pulling everything that I needed. So I would recommend going verbose to see it's still working. So the next thing we're going to do is do some more installments. So I'm just going to go through the steps that are described on the GitHub page here. And I would recommend that you have those open because there's no way you're going to be able to read this on the screen and also, or maybe even try to memorize them. So that's it. I'm going to do some freehand writing instead of copy and paste because that's probably a little bit faster. And as you can see, I'm adding -v again because I really want to see what's happening. And again, just type in my password. And then I'm going to be really cheeky. Now I'm just going to go ahead and install Edge right there. Of course, you usually want to create, you know, a folder. You want to set up your structure for the application and so on. But this is only to demonstrate how you set up the environment and how you decide on having the structure or where to put your actual application. That is completely up to you. So now we've actually installed everything that we need. Next step for us now is going to be just to go ahead and create a file. So I'm just going to create a hello.js file. Obviously, you can understand that I'm just going to create a simple hello world. So let's go ahead and open this file in the text editor. And once I've done that, I'm just going to paste in the hello world code that we've been using in all the hello world samples. It's just, just to have something to run. And of course, you can do way more than that. So that's that. That's saved. There we go. And back to our terminal, we're just going to go ahead and use node hello.js and ta-da-ta-da! Come on. There we go. It should be working. There's the output. Welcome. It works.